Hello and welcome to the Slapcast.
That's right, this is your source for discussion, theories, and analysis about NBC's new hit miniseries, The Slap.
And we'd like to welcome you to our first show. My name is Jared.
And I am Tyler.
And a little bit of background on us. We hosted a college radio show together here in Michigan, and we were recently tapped by SoundCloud to host this podcast about The Slap.
Yep, so if you're not familiar, The Slap is an 8-episode miniseries based on an Australian novel from 2008 and the television series in 2011 of the same name. So each episode, it kind of shifts perspective to a different character.
And the first episode was about Hector, which is played by Peter Sarsgaard. There's a good cast for this. Quickly, Peter Sarsgaard, Uma Thurman, Melissa George, who was in the original, Thomas Sadowski, Thandie Newton, Zachary Quinto, Brian
Thandie?
Yeah, that's her name. She was in Crash, W, 2012. And Mackenzie Lee. But yeah, it's a pretty good cast. We're assuming if you're listening to the show, you've probably watched the first episode.
Yep. You probably would recognize a lot of the cast. Like, I know Peter Sarsgaard from his huge role in Flight Plan.
Not the movie I would point out.
Well, that's...
For Peter Sarsgaard. You know, it's been a lot of big movies. Jarhead.
Never seen it.
An Education. Blue Jasmine.
Wait. Did I see that? Is that the Woody Allen film?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was in that. Okay,
Yeah,
I did see that.
Yeah. So, if you haven't watched The Slap, just premiered the other night on Thursday, there's going to be some spoilers. I'm just going to warn you now.
Yep. And there's going to be some slapping. So,
yeah, well, you saw that in the trailer.
Viewer discretion advised.
I'm not going to go through the whole show, but we're going to be bringing up a lot of the major points and discussing them and giving you our expertise.
All right, so this is a show that NBC defines as being their most controversial new drama, and I gotta say, it is a new drama.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to be controversial, but
a little too controversial, if you ask me.
Yeah, they're trying to push too many issues, I feel. We'll get into that in a second, but
first we want to talk about how I love Peter Sarsgaard's voice. Reminds me a lot of Bill Hader.
Reminds me of John Malkovich.
I don't know, never heard of him.
He was in Con Air.
Never seen it.
He was in Of Mice and Men.
Seen it.
He's Lenny. Anyway,
but
Peter Sarsgaard has a great voice.
Yeah, I'm kind of working on an impression of him for next episode. Hopefully I'll have that ready.
But the thing is, they don't utilize his voice with the narration they have in this episode.
That is one strange thing.
That's how the show actually starts, is with this voiceover, and talking about Hector, which is Peter Sarsgaard's character, celebrating his 40th birthday.
Yeah, it's quite bizarre. You would think that if you're going to have a narrator for the guy's mind, that it would be from his voice.
Yeah, reminded me of Unsolved Mysteries or something, but it's a third-person perspective, but it's saying only his thoughts, not anyone else's.
Yeah.
And it comes and goes as it pleases. And
it mostly goes.
Yeah.
It's there in, like, the beginning, maybe, like, the first 10 minutes, he's there, like, twice, and then it doesn't show up to, like, the very end.
I just feel like it would have been more effective to have Peter Sarsgaard do his own voiceover.
Yeah.
Interested to see if that is in the episodes going forward, because each episode shifts perspective, as we said earlier. So...
Yeah, everyone's going to have their own little weird narrator, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this some all-seeing, all-knowing character that only...
Setting it up for a big plot twist at the end, maybe?
Yeah, I guess so. I'd be surprised if there was a plot twist, though, because the show is not very subtle in anything it does.
Not subtle at all.
A lot of the lines jump out. The character Harry, we see him. He gets introduced. One of the first things he says, Hector says, like, oh, it's a good car if you're invading Iraq. Harry goes, which we should. That kind of threw me off. I don't know if he was saying we should have in the past or we should invade again.
Yeah, it's like they're just really trying to force him being like this ultra conservative kind of guy, and or maybe just, I don't know, an aggressive character.
Yeah, he also argues with Gary, who is someone's family member. I don't know. He brings up, he's like, "Oh, last time you were arguing with me about the 1%." He's arguing with Gary because Gary is an artist, and he thinks that the monetary value defines like what's valuable. Again, making him like a conservative person or something, only caring about money.
Yeah, and this whole episode, they're setting up Harry just to be a bad guy, and they're kind of overly doing it. Not until maybe one spot at the very end. You don't really cheer for Harry in this. You know what I mean?
Well, it depends on which spot you're talking about.
Well, when he gives a speech at the end.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
yeah, there's other people have some weird lines. Hector's mother and father, they're from Greece, and the mom has some lines about like he needs to get his woman under control. Yeah, the dad, played by Brian Cox, is great.
I've never heard of him.
He's been in some big movies. He's in Rushmore, The Ring. He's in the Bourne movies.
Never seen him.
X-Men movies.
Didn't care for him.
He's in a small part in Zodiac.
Okay.
As Melvin Belli. The mom, I wanted to ask you, do you think that accent was real?
Yeah, she has like a British accent.
No, Hector's mom.
Oh, Hector's mom. I thought you meant the mom.
Oh, no.
Hector's wife.
No.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, from Greece?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe she might really have that voice and it was just overacting, but this kid that we see slapped in the trailer.
Yep, Hugo.
He is the son of
Gary
and
what was that? Some just generic blonde lady or
Rosie.
Oh, Rosie. Yep, we never hear most of the people's names for the majority of the show.
Yeah,
it's really hard to follow who is who and who was ever who.
See, the show, it starts off, there's Hector, you meet his wife, Aisha, and you meet his kids. I didn't catch their names at all. And you meet Connie, who Hector is fantasizing about at the beginning. Yep. We find out that's the babysitter. She's a younger woman. And at that point, I'm like, okay. Then, all at once, like, all of the family shows up, and I couldn't keep track of who was who.
Yeah, they're coming in left and right.
I'm looking at all of them, I'm like, well, none of them really look like family, but I also didn't know who was supposed to be family.
Yeah.
So they're gathering for Hector's 40th birthday party, which also was doubling as his promotion party.
Yeah, he's supposed to become a deputy commissioner. Ends up he didn't get it, so he was kind of upset about that, but he didn't tell anyone, so they just ended up throwing the party anyway.
Yeah, I know I wasn't upset about it because it happened like 20 seconds into the show. Like, he's at work. They're like, happy birthday, Hector. You're going to get that promotion, right? Or something. And he walks back into his office. He's like, thanks, guys. Gets on the phone. Like, oh, you didn't get the promotion. But I didn't know what his job was or anything.
Yeah.
But he's upset. He didn't even want to have the party. But his wife doesn't understand because he didn't tell her, which you should always be honest with people. Just tell them what you're feeling. But the party goes along. A truckload of people show up. And I don't know who's who at this point. The whole time at the party, they're setting up Hugo. He's just running crazy through this party.
Yeah, this kid's a menace. He's reminding me of my nephew. He used to live at our house a while back, and I gotta tell you, it's very frustrating to live with a child like that.
Yeah, they show he runs into Harry. He's just there's no scene of him just like sitting. Every scene of him is just him causing destruction.
Yep. And earlier in the show, Hector he gets home from work. I think there's a little bit of foreshadowing where he says he just needs a beat. So I'm thinking Hector's going to be doing the slapping, but as you said from the trailer, we already know that who slaps who.
But that almost psyched me out because I'm thinking, well, maybe they don't really show it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Maybe it's some clever editing or something. But no. Spoiler. It's what's in the trailers in the show.
Yeah, they're overdoing it. Hugo's throwing records, running at people. At one point, Hector gets real mad at him, yells at him like a dog. He's like, Hugo, no! And at this point, one of the most strangest things, I don't know, happened maybe in the history of television.
Yeah, it's definitely network television.
Network television. Hugo's
more shocking than Lee Harvey Oswald getting shot on live TV, I'd say.
Well, possibly. So Hugo is visibly upset. His mom calls him over, and next thing you know, she starts breastfeeding him.
And this is not...
He's like 6!
It's not a baby.
No.
This is a kid. He can talk.
Yeah, he can smash records.
Yeah.
Get him on the sleeve.
I feel like maybe once you can talk, you're done getting breastfed. I don't know if that's a rule or not, but it seems like he's running around and talking, playing on iPads.
Yeah,
I think he could hold a cup if he can hold an iPad.
Yeah, that's true.
But the most jarring thing for me is at this point I hadn't realized that was his mother, and I was like, in my head,
they don't really look anything alike.
I just try to justify it. I'm like, well, it must be his mom, but then I'm like, well, this kid shouldn't be being breastfed at this age.
No matter who it was.
I don't know.
I know there's a lot of controversy around breastfeeding, and a while back those YouTube videos came out with those older children, their mom from I think like England, still breastfeeding them.
That was like for all the things they're trying to bring up, that was the thing that rocked my world the most. I'd say is seeing that kid get breastfed.
Well, I mean, for me, it'd probably have to be. We mentioned Connie earlier. There's this one scene. She's wearing skinny jeans. Hate him.
Out of everything in the show, that's what offended you the most.
I mean, it didn't offend me, but that threw me off. Kind of.
She's a young girl.
Spoiled the viewing for me. I don't care how old you are. I don't know. Just
let people wear what they want.
Well, they can wear what they want, but I mean, it's a TV show for millions of people. You go with something a little more, I don't know, generally accepted.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, now when you bring that up, and there's something that I felt that way about. So it's Hector's birthday party. His parents get him and his family, or maybe just him and his wife, a trip to Greece.
Mm-hmm.
And
have to get.
And his wife is, I guess she's happy, but she is saying, she might not be able to get off work. She's a doctor, and it's kind of like causes some tension, awkward moment there in front of everybody. She's like, "You just assume I can get off work." She gets upset, and she, kind of storms out. And next time we see her, she's sitting on the pot, sitting on the toilet.
Oh boy!
Looks like it's their bathroom in their bedroom, but the bathroom door is open and the bedroom door is also open.
Yeah, there's a full frame shot. I mean, this was probably shot in IMAX film or something. Is what it felt like to me. She's sitting there, underpants at her ankles, and Hector's walking in, and then you just see her finishing up, flush the toilet or whatever, pulls up her underwear, and then Hector just starts talking, and then they get instantly into a fight.
Yep. Pretty much when you see a couple people on screen, you know they're going to have a conflict in this show.
Mm-hmm.
I can deal without the toilet shots.
Yeah.
That was...
Well, get rid of the skinny jeans first, then get rid of the toilet shots, and then get rid of the breastfeeding. Then we'll have a even better show, I'd say. It's already a pretty great show, but...
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's trying to push the envelope for network TV, but I would say they can't show sexual things, but we'll get to that later.
Trying to push my buttons.
But they're showing. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of the toilet shot was at all. Maybe we missed something.
Maybe it was something in translation from the Australian version.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, the breastfeeding thing, maybe they're trying to convey something there, but that shot was just... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. That one of the most shocking things that I saw on the show, and I feel like maybe that wasn't what they had in mind when they were trying to shock people. But that actually probably took me aback more than the slap itself.
Yeah, now imagine if that shot was in the promo.
Yeah.
Her pulling up her underpants.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd probably get the viewers that 50 Shades of Grey got.
Yeah, probably.
This weekend.
A line that I really loved from Hector's mom, she came in. She said, Jews so much better than Greeks at dessert. That was one of my favorite lines. I just want to get that out of the way. I'm going over my notes here. Another thing that I'm not sure what the purpose of it was. Yeah, I felt she was overacting, but overall I will say I liked most of the acting, just maybe not the material they're working with. Like, I thought Peter Sarsgaard was good. I thought Uma Thurman was good. And
Flight Plan good?
I'd say this is actually probably heads and shoulders above Flight Plan.
Sure.
One thing I thought was weird when they're introducing characters and not saying who they were was Uma Thurman's friend comes on the show, and there's one. Uma Thurman gives Hector some joints, but she introduces her friend, and they don't. I feel like they never said his name. He shows up, and the dad says, "I recognize you from the show." I recognize him from Gossip Girl, and I spent a good portion of the show wondering if he was playing himself because they're in New York City. I didn't get it.
Yeah, that'd be kind of strange. It's like a mixture of people playing themselves
but then they pretty much never referred to him again, so it didn't matter.
Now let's talk about Connie a little bit. Connie's a big part of this episode. So Connie, as we said, is the babysitter for Hector's kids. We don't find that out until a little bit later, but what we found out before that is how Hector, he's like just visiting Connie at nighttime. There's this weird scene with the red light. He said if the light's red, he's going to turn left. So he goes and sees Connie, and he drops her off. She gives him a big old smooch.
Yeah.
And he likes it at first, and then he just kind of doesn't like it, regrets it a little bit.
Hold on. One thing about this scene in the car that it really took me aback was they pull up and she says, "Oh, this is so good, I don't want it to end." And you think they're talking about the relationship, but then he's like, he refers to the music that's playing, but the music didn't sound like it was coming from the car. It was just like the music in the show.
Afterwards, no filters or anything.
So that was really weird, and it almost reminded me of The Room, where he's like, sexy dress, the music, but there's no music playing. This is like the opposite. They're referring to music that's not playing in the scene. That was strange. But yeah, back to Connie.
So Connie, being the babysitter, she's really young. We don't find out how young she is until later on when they're having that party. She wants a beer, asks Hector, and Hector's like, "Well, no, you can't have it because you're underage." So this girl's under 21.
Hector is 40. Guess just another issue they're trying to push at us.
Controversy here.
There's that scene where he's in an office and she's returning a book to him, and that's when he's inviting her to the party. I didn't
that
get
was super awkward. Every meeting they have, other than when they're in their car, well, even that was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
After he regrets the kiss, they just have an awkward relationship.
Yeah, I felt quite a bit of anxiety every time they were talking because they were hesitating on everything they were saying, I guess, to express the awkwardness. And every line was like, yeah, okay. I'm having a party. You should come. Okay, I like that. And we don't know how far along their relationship is, or really what their relationship is.
Yeah.
I don't know if that kiss in the car was their first kiss. It just seems strange. She just kind of leans over and kisses him.
I was wondering that too.
But it seems like it's...
Or if he's just now all of a sudden having like a change of heart or something. I don't know, he's 40.
Yeah, because the beginning of the episode, he fantasizes about her, and then she kisses him, but it just seems weird.
I'm guessing they've been friends for a while, because when Connie arrives at the party, she brings a gift. There's a little card in there, and it says, "Don't play what's there, play what's not there." And quote by Miles Davis. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, what do you think? Why do you bring that up?
What do you mean? Why do I bring that up?
What do you think's significant about that card?
Oh, well, you got to give a card to someone when you give them a gift. I mean,
no, I mean, what's its significance to the plots? You think that's important?
Oh, the quote in the card?
Yeah.
The gift itself.
Just, I guess, I don't know. Just why did?
Well, she's got to give him a gift. It's his birthday party.
Yeah.
She invited her.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna be a good guest.
Yeah, I guess. Before we get into the main ending, there was one other scene that confused me.
Featuring one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, Connie brings a friend to the party. His name is Richie. He's a photographer, and he's going around taking pictures. And at one point, Hector's just looking out the window, and you hear a photo get snapped, and Hector looks over, and the guy's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." And he's like, "No, it's okay. It's good for the essay. 40-year-old man contemplates suicide on his 40th birthday." I was like, okay. Again, line. It was forced, but Peter's giving it a go, so it's okay. And Richie says, "You have a great smile. You should use it more." But the whole time he's laughing, and I didn't understand what that was supposed to convey. I wasn't sure if he was high or
I didn't even realize it. So.
if he had a crush on him. I don't know. It was really weird. Also, that line and the whole Connie thing, and even the sparse narration really gave me an American Beauty vibe. Yeah, so Richie, he'll come back later. You wouldn't think, he seems very insignificant, but...
He might have a bigger role in this whole series.
Yeah. Not sure, though, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think we've covered most of the weirdness from... This is like... we've covered like the first 40 minutes of the show.
Yeah, those most bizarre moments happening there. Now we're, getting to the action part.
Yeah, the part that we knew was coming, but they're building up.
Part everyone's been waiting for.
So, the whole time, we're seeing Hugo is a troublemaker. We're seeing Harry seems on edge.
Yeah.
And seems a bit aggressive.
Also, we're seeing Hugo's parents, very lax, laid back, laissez-faire type parents.
Yeah.
Not very disciplining.
I feel like they were pushing Harry as the conservative and Hugo's parents as like the liberals.
Both at the extreme opposite ends.
Yeah.
You could go.
So, again, it's Hector's birthday, and Harry stands up and he starts delivering a speech. And it's at this point we see Harry in a different light, I guess.
Yeah.
He's looking like a nice guy. Just talking about all the times Hector has helped them out. And they contrast this with Hugo ripping up a bunch of flowers.
Yep, Hugo's in the back, having a good old time.
Just tearing up all the flowers in the garden.
Luckily, I don't think Harry noticed that, what was going on while he was giving his speech.
No. Yeah. But Hugo's mom did.
Yeah. Everybody been slapped with a boomerang or something.
Yeah. Maybe in the Australian version.
Yeah.
But Hugo's mom noticed. She ducked down. They're on like a deck on the
it's like a second floor deck.
And Hugo's mom goes down and...
Now, what do you guess she's gonna do? Kids being bad?
Only thing she knows how to do.
Yeah, only thing there is to do, really. Breastfeed.
Yeah, she...
Right there. She pops a seed on a bench in the garden, starts breastfeeding him.
Yeah, so I guess that's the only thing that they can do to calm him down.
Maybe it's like, like those Snickers commercials, like where you're not being yourself.
Yeah.
That's like Hugo until he gets his breast milk.
Yeah, I guess so. But so at this point, well, throughout the show, it's kind of making you... I felt like they're trying to make you feel conflicted or feel like maybe this kid's getting what's coming to him. But the speech happens. I think I can't remember the order, but Hugo at another point he's throwing a tantrum inside.
Yeah, that's when he's smashing an iPad
and then, throws it. Those things are expensive, and they decide, hey, why doesn't all the kids go outside and
Play some wiffle ball.
Yeah, get outside and play some real games. Richie's there. He's going to take some pictures of the kids. And
He might be taking pictures a little bit more of the kids.
Foreshadowing for what we're about to tell you.
Yep, right now.
And Hector's talking to his dad. His dad's like, oh, is this trip thing going to work out? He's like, yeah, it'll be fine. And while he's talking to his dad, he sees Connie walking over under the deck. And she's over by the beer. Again, underaged. Hector did give her a beer earlier, though. So that just opened the floodgates, I guess. And
Why don't you drink one?
And once you pop, you just can't stop. And Hector asks his dad if he wants another beer. He says no. He's like, I think I'm going to go get one. But he's really just going to talk to Connie in a private place.
Yep, under the deck.
And
that's a classic hookup spot.
Yeah. So at this point, we're cutting between like 3 scenes that are all building up. We got Connie and Hector talking pretty closely, touching hands. We got Hugo swinging a real wooden baseball bat, not a wiffle ball bat.
He refused to use the wiffle ball bat.
He's on deck. He's waiting.
No, he's not on the deck. Harry's on the deck. So
well, on deck is a baseball term.
Oh, okay.
Waiting to go up to bat.
Okay. And I was thinking,
Harry, is on the deck. Huh?
No, I was thinking Hector is about to advance a few bases.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I see what you're doing there. And someone else might have saw what they're doing. Uma Thurman lurking on the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
And she's peeking. She's seeing the hands.
She got a little peek.
The fingers touching. I'm showing Tyler right now the fingers touching. He's staring intently, just like she was doing.
Yeah.
And on the deck...
I don't disagree.
And on the deck, Harry and Gary, Hugo's father, are arguing, and they're just saying they don't agree on anything. So that's building.
Yeah, this is all pretty exciting stuff. As you can tell, our voice has been a little raised a bit here. We're getting excited. The show is really getting good at this point.
And all these things are building it all at once. And, Connie and Hector are flirting and talking about, he's saying, I don't feel 40, I don't act 40. She says, you're 28 and a half. And he said some weird line that we couldn't decipher. Either
one of two things.
Either if she was 28, he'd still be too old, or if he was 28, he'd still be too old. Either way, he's too old for her, is what he's saying. But that doesn't stop him from touching hands. And maybe
I thought that was
closer.
really strange. If you're going to be cheating on your wife, don't do it at your home, and you don't do it while everyone that you know is around. That's like, and here's the thing we mentioned before. While they're touching hands, Richie. I like to call him Archie, but Richie's just around, taking pics. That's what he's there to do. He's like shooting some of them, playing baseball, and you don't know for sure, but it looks like he's facing like behind the deck, but you can't really see. It's not all in frame, but it's very possible he might have gotten a picture of them holding hands, or at least being close. So that might come into play a little later.
Yeah. I wasn't sure.
I hope so. I want to see more of him in the show.
Yeah. And if he didn't do that, then I don't know. I don't know what he's there for. Maybe that's a red herring. I don't know.
This isn't quite the show to throw red herrings on. I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. So Hugo ends up. He's wanting to use the wooden bat. He strikes out. They tell him he's out. He's like, no, I get another turn. I think they even give him one. Like, he can't hit. He strikes out, and then the kids are telling him like to leave the batting area. Things are getting a little tense on the ball field, and they're trying to break it up. Hugo's just swinging this wooden bat around. I think Harry notices. It's like, hey, I think he tells Gary to, look what his kid's doing. Gary leans over his shoulder. He's
Great line.
Yeah, he's like, Hugo, buddy, you're out. You struck out. I'll tell you about it later. Like he's just like leaning over his shoulder, real casual as can be.
Yeah, I'll tell him all the rules about baseball later, but right now,
And
not that important.
This really, Harry just has a look on his face. He's like, ugh.
Harry's not going to put up with that.
He's disgusted with this form of parenting.
Yeah, well, Harry's child was in danger.
This is true.
Hugo was right by him. Harry was defending his child.
Yeah, and
You got to defend your children.
he goes down, and he's like marched down the stairs. He's like Hugo, put the bat down. Grabs the bat, or grabs him by the shoulders.
Yeah, he's grabbing Hugo, shaking him.
He's telling him,
shaking Hugo syndrome.
He's like, he's asking why, saying like, why are you swinging that bat around? You gotta listen to adults.
Yeah, right at that moment, Hugo takes his foot, stomps it as hard as he can, right on Harry's foot.
I don't think he stomped. I think he kicked him in the shin.
He kicked him?
Yeah, he kicked
I thought
him.
he stomped him.
No, this kid's like 5 years old. I don't think a stomp was gonna really. Well, I mean, I know this guy's got anger problems.
I thought it looked like a stomp to me. I've
Yeah.
been watching Three Stooges or something.
Yeah. Woo! His reaction was much like Mo of the Three Stooges. Harry winds up to the heavens, hand to God, strikes down with the force of 100. I don't even know.
100 baseball bat.
Yeah. And just cracks Hugo right in the face. Very forceful slap. And as you would guess, that is the slap.
Yes.
And at this point,
Or the slap.
yeah, it's the slap. It's the slap. One of the hardest slaps I've ever seen on network TV.
That's true.
And that's what they should have tagged it. It's like the hardest slap on network TV.
Yeah.
New on NBC. It even rhymes. And at this point, everyone notices Connie and Hector. That takes them out of their little love nest.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone runs down from the deck.
Yeah, and Harry's fuming at this point. He reminded me a lot of Dane Cook, stand-up specials.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't funny at all. And then Gary is obviously upset, saying, like, why would you hit him? Calling him an animal. My favorite line, though, was from Harry calling Gary a hippie. Mm-hmm. I think he even tells him to go have another beer. The mom, Hector's mom, says the brat deserves it or something like that. There's a lot of lines just being thrown out there. They're like, oh, like, do you hit your wife too?
It's getting crazy.
Yeah. It's getting crazy, but also it's not crazy enough for what just happened. Like, there's just a lot of lines, but like it didn't feel as chaotic as if you saw like a 250-pound man slap not a toddler, but a young child like that.
Yeah, I suppose that's right.
But they're like, all right, everyone calm down. Go home, party's over.
Hector's really trying to calm everyone down, so they all go home.
Yeah, because Gary and Harry are about to get into it. Hector's telling them not in front of the kids. It kind of gets settled down. At this point, they're kind of just walking back towards the house.
And here comes one of the strangest set of lines in this episode.
Hector sees his son. He's like, puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, it's not your fault. Well, I didn't think I don't know what's wrong with the kid.
Yeah, who's placing the blame on the son?
I don't even really recall seeing him in most of the shots of them playing. Yeah. I don't think he was like trying to take the bat away. I thought it was Harry's son. Then again, I don't know whose family in this. But yeah,
anyway, no one in the right mind.
It's not like the kid was like sitting there like crying or saying he's sorry. He just like walks up to him.
The son was fine until you heard that. Then he walks away all depressed.
Yeah, he had like having second thoughts.
Yeah, maybe my dad is onto something here.
Yeah, he's planting seeds in his kid's head, and then immediately after that, he's like, it's not your fault. Here comes someone that is taking responsibility. You're thinking, oh, maybe it's Harry, maybe it's Gary. No, it's Richie, the photographer. Says, sorry, this is all my fault.
He takes all the blame. He wasn't... We haven't even seen him in a while ever since he took that one picture. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a flashback and he's holding the camera. He's like, Hugo, swing the bat. And, he's trying to get a good shot or something. That's the only possible way that he could have had anything to do with it. I hope this show is that clever.
Yeah, I don't know. Then we'll have like a big Richie story arc.
Yeah.
Where maybe
love to see that.
Yeah, I would like to see more Richie. Possibly high. I don't know, because I still don't get why he was laughing in the kitchen. Maybe he's feeling guilty because he knew he caught Hector and Connie.
Hmm.
And he was
Could
like, he was paying more attention to that than the kids. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think the writers would, based on what they've written, would think of any of those things, and I think it was just a very bizarre line.
Possibly.
Because, I don't know, I just, those two things back to back, I was cackling. Because neither thing made sense. The breastfeeding made sense compared to those two lines.
Yes.
So,
And then it ends on two strange moments. One, Hector and Connie cleaning up. Hector just tells her that this thing they got going has to stop. And, Connie's all acting like, she wanted it to stop anyway. She's like, well, yeah, it is disgusting. And that actually hurts Hector's feelings.
and Hector's like, for Aisha's sake, like, we shouldn't mention that. She's like, yeah, I won't mention it. Why would I mention anything? And her weird... I don't think she's a bad actress. I don't think any of them are. I think they're getting weird directions or lines, but they're playing up the awkwardness too much. That felt very weird, though.
Yeah.
And
then finally, the narrator comes back, just right in the end.
And well, something again a little strange happens right before he comes back.
The kitchen scene. Hector tells his wife he didn't get that promotion, and that turns her on for some reason.
Yeah. She's well, and when he admits that he didn't get the promotion, she's feeling bad. She's like, "Oh, I would have canceled the party," and he says that. So he explains that someone else got it, and it's very subtle. The only subtle thing in the show, he says they went with a woman. She's smart and she's Latino, and as he's like whispering out she's Latino, then like the wife comes over to console him. But I didn't get what that had to do with anything. Like, why? I don't know what that's supposed to say about Hector, or what. I don't know why they would write that in.
Maybe they were ad-libbing.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a necessary detail. I feel like watching this, I'm reading too much into things that are just nonsense.
Yeah, we're not going to know probably not until the season's over, whether we're over reading or what.
I'm trying to find meaning in things that are just absurd throwaway lines, and that was one of them. But yeah, he says that, and then he porks her right on the kitchen table, and
yeah, you don't even know if everyone's left out. I thought people were still there. I was scared. I thought he had to take Connie home still.
Yeah, and then
well, yeah, she can't even drive, huh?
What?
I guess she can't. Connie can't even drive.
Yeah, I don't know. She came with Richie,
so she must be pretty young then. The actress herself looks like mid-20s though, so
well, it is New York City, so maybe not everyone drives. Yeah. I don't know. They're leaving a lot of stuff out and then putting some lines like she's Latino in. So throw out some ages, throw out some names once in a while. It's the first episode. I got to learn who these people are.
Yeah.
Tyler over here, he only knows people by their hair.
Yeah.
And Uma Thurman and Rosie have
Same
both have blonde
Can't
hair.
tell
So his mind's in a muddle the whole time trying to figure out who's who.
So the narrator comes back and he says that what happened with Hugo saved Hector from a mistake that he would have regretted forever. Because this was when he was under the deck with Connie.
And this is paired with Hector just like staring off, and like his wife comes and like gives him a hug, but then he like kind of looks away, and it's a shot of Connie in the car. So I don't know. It's like it's just
I don't know what would have happened under that deck that would have changed his life forever. And I don't think he was about to propose to her right there in front of everyone.
Yeah, I mean
this has been going on for a while now. So
yeah, I mean they at least had already kissed.
Yeah.
He's touching her hand. I don't know. How
far they've been at it.
Yeah,
and Hector's dreams. So
yeah,
they've been pretty far.
But yeah, so it just is like, well, I guess the slap was okay because it saved him from making a big mistake. But then he kind of looks over and pictures Connie, so it's like, so did it actually do anything, or is he still just thinking about Connie?
Yeah.
So overall, first episode, I felt like they have a good cast. They're doing what they can, but their show's kind of trying to be something it can't be. they're not. It's like a in between of trying to be too realistic but too like articulate or something, and it comes off weird. And also, they're pushing all these different topics, trying to make you feel these certain ways.
That's what I loved about it. I loved all these different controversies coming in. You know, although I don't know most of the cast, I still thought they were great. And I thought they all get together well. You know, even though they all look differently, I feel like they were family.
Yeah, well,
I got this sense from that.
Well,
especially between Hugo and his mom.
Yeah. I just feel like most of these things they're pushing aren't really that like there was an article we saw that said the slap. What was the title of it? Like hitting other people's kids is still taboo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I don't think that's ever been a like something that's
it's not up for topic really or debate.
Yeah, I mean, if it was hitting your own kids, that's something people debate. But I don't think anyone's ever really like tried to stick up for people slapping another person's kids. So,
but I mean, in this case, something kind of had to be done there. Hugo's about to hurt another child, so.
Well, you got this big hulking guy could have just taken the bat away.
Yeah, but Hugo had a bat. You don't know what he's going to do with that. Listen. I have a nephew. He's crazy. If he has something in his hand, he used to throw shoes around. If you don't get over there, do something about it, you're going to get hurt. Someone else is going to get hurt. Sometimes you just got to make a really fast decision, and you don't really have time to think about it. Sometimes a slap might be the best option.
Well, it
wasn't a punch.
For as far, yeah, I think someone did say that. It's not like he punched him or something.
Yeah, exactly.
For as far back as he had his hand cocked, I'd say he had plenty of time to think about it on that swing.
Well, he might have just saved someone's life. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Hector's from making the biggest mistake of his life.
Well, then maybe 2 lives, he said. Maybe 3, Connie.
Yeah, maybe 4.
Don't want to speculate.
Connie's child.
Don't want to speculate too much, but Hector could be a serial killer. This is a controversial new drama. You don't know what they're going to bring in.
Yeah, I don't know. What was Peter Sarsgaard the killer in Flight Plan or something? Is that where you're getting that from?
He's the bad guy.
Well, I don't know.
You didn't know he's going to be a bad guy, but he was. So he fooled me then. Could fool me again.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's continuity based on the actor, but I don't know. They're trying to make it. They're trying to make you like consider the fact that maybe like the parents aren't good. But I don't think that justifies slapping a kid in the face.
Someone's got to teach him.
I don't know.
If parents aren't going to do it. Who's going to do it? My sister doesn't do it. I got to do it.
Okay, well.
Let's see. All right, so, great show. Now, we're just going to do a little segment where we just read off some of the tweets that were going on during this episode.
Yeah.
So I got a few.
Every Thursday night at 8 p.m.
Central.
Eastern. Is when the slap airs. There's 7 more episodes after this.
Tune in.
And NBC encourages you to follow along with hashtag the slap.
We encourage you to follow along with hashtag the Slapcast.
And
we'll read them.
Yeah.
Might get you tweet on air.
Yeah, and we'll also read ones that are just hashtag the slap, even if they don't listen.
Yep, so here's one. I'm going to need a slap to stay awake. Now, see, I thought that was kind of rude. Because this was the most entertaining, thought-provoking shows I've seen in a while. My eyes were glued to TV, and I was tired that day.
I wouldn't go that far for myself, but I didn't think it was boring.
No.
I thought it was frustrating and confusing, but I wouldn't call it boring.
Okay.
I was still interested to see where it was going, even though I knew pretty much what the climax of the episode would be.
Here's one. Now, Hugo's mom looks like an I don't vaccinate my kid mom. So I'm wondering maybe they're going to bring that in. Vaccination, controversies, Ebola kind of stuff, bird flu.
Yeah.
Any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I know they're tackling the war in Iraq, so who knows what'll be next.
So far, it seems like everyone on the slap deserves to get slapped.
Again?
Now that, did you write that one?
No. I'm the one saying that people...
well, you're getting kind of frustrated.
Yeah, it's frustrated.
With all the characters.
With the writing, mostly.
So you want to slap the writers?
I don't want to slap him. I just want
What
to
are we going to do? Punch him?
hire a new staff to provide these talented actors.
And when you fire the old staff and they come at you, how are you going to defend yourself?
Probably just fire them via email.
Fire at them?
Fire them.
Well, okay.
Fire an email at them, yeah. Say you're fired. Get out.
And finally, less narrating and more slapping, please.
I didn't think there could be less narrating because
Yeah, there really wasn't that much narration.
there was maybe about 6 lines total of narration.
Now, I'm not advocating slapping. I want to make that clear. I don't want to see more slapping. That's the last resort kind of thing.
Seemed like that was pretty much his first try at disciplining him. So, it was kind of his first resort.
Well,
Looking forward.
yep. I'm looking forward, rooting for Team Harry
Okay.
and Team Richie as well, because I want to see him back.
Hopefully, each episode is focused on a different character. I was thinking maybe Richie will be in like seeing a psychologist or something for all the guilt he's feeling after that slap, blaming himself. Hoping to see more Connie episodes. She's actually the most compelling character.
Team Connie?
I'm Team Connie.
I might be Team Connie too.
I
don't think there's a team limit, so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm kind of disappointed in the format though, because I kind of just want to see Hector episodes. I feel like he's a good central character, and I'm interested to see going forward how they handle each person's episode.
Yeah, and if there's any like traveling, let's see Hector hop on a plane or something. See what that's like.
Well, with these Iraq references and stuff, maybe this is like set in the past a little. It's actually a prequel to Flight Plan. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. We don't know really the year.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll find that out.
Some dated references coming at us, so not sure.
All right. So make sure you join us next week. Probably be a shorter episode. Hopefully, we just want to get things situated.
Yeah, we're still
comfortable with the cast.
And just getting comfortable with this, but hopefully we'll have more fan interaction by then.
Yeah, that'd be great. Add some new segments.
And probably these every episode of the Slap is on a Thursday. We'll try to be getting these out shortly after, so expect them the weekend after the new episode. You'll have a new episode of the Slapcast.
Yep. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/the Slapcast. All right. Slap you later.